chastely hockey with the blue futon, and instead of going to the movie theater, I was in the Peacock world. I don't own Peacock. My mom does. I bought her account and watched Marry Me. Should you marry me, please? So Marry Me, what's it about? It's a very simple premise, actually. Jennifer Lopez, very rich, very famous, and wrote a song called Marry Me to the person she's about to marry. But unfortunately, the person that she's about to marry cheats on her with her assistant. And now Owen Wilson is in the audience with a Marry Me sign with her daughter, with his daughter, her daughter. That's a lie. And she says, you know what? I'm going to do spontaneous. I'm marrying Owen Wilson. Will this relationship work? Let's find out. So, Marry Me. Is it a fun movie? It's a chick flick, and I enjoyed the chick flick. I think it had a good message. It was well made. It actually shows off Jennifer Lopez's acting skills. I know she was in that one stripper movie, which I didn't watch, unfortunately. But Marry Me, I was like, yeah, she's actually a pretty great actress in this movie. Like, she does the part. So is Owen Wilson. And I think with this movie, I enjoyed it because there is dilemmas in this movie and there is hardship, but there's no yelling in this movie. It's very calm, cool, and collective, and kind of down to earth. And I kind of enjoyed that because with a lot of chick flicks out there and stuff like that, there's like a lot of arguing, a lot of yelling, like abnormal stuff. Where like, I really don't believe that. But the scenarios that Owen Wilson and Jennifer Lopez are in, it kind of makes sense. For example, Jennifer Lopez has her lifestyle of everything being done for her. She doesn't know how to get in her house. She doesn't know how to really drive a car, work an iPad to put a fireplace on and curtains and stuff like that. And I think it's pretty funny, and it makes fun of actors who have everything else done for them, and they really don't know what's in the real world. Then you have Owen Wilson's character who absolutely hates social media, and just swap of like her getting rid of it and him having to put it on it to like increase his mathlon because he's a math teacher and does the math triathlons kind of thing, where like spelling bees, but mathathons. I mean, it is a well-made movie, well-acted movie. I would say one of the faults is there's too much singing. I wouldn't say that to a fault. I mean, I understand where you're putting the Marry Me song, but there's a lot of Jennifer Lopez singing. Like, there's like 5 songs, and they're full songs. So that's probably a good 15, 17 minutes of her singing. I understand if you do maybe 7 to 10 minutes, but I think the 15 to 17 minutes of her singing is a little bit too elongated, and you're like, okay, can we please keep going with the story, especially with the church song in the beginning with the nuns. I was kind of like little uncomfortable with that whole set piece of the nuns in leather suits and stuff like that. It was kind of awkward to watch, honestly, in my opinion. But of course, with other actors, you have Sarah Silverman in this. You have is it John Bradley, who was just in Moonfall, is now in Marry Me, and other actors as well. So with the negatives of the movie, like I've kind of said, it's a little bit long, too many songs in the movie, and it's very predictable. You know exactly what's going to happen. But the positive is it's acted well, it's directed well, it has good themes in the movie as a whole of being very realistic of Owen Wilson being like, look, this is probably not going to work. Look at your lifestyle, look at mine, and it's okay. And he's not, yeah, of course he's going to like fall in love with Jennifer Lopez. Who the freak isn't? Let's be honest. But the whole dilemma of him understanding that this probably isn't going to work. We are completely different, and I enjoy that aspect of like kind of just down to earth stuff. And it makes me realize, like, is there an actress out there? I'm a down to earth Joe. I mean, my nose is as broken at Owen Wilson's, but I have the charm. I promise I do. But overall, Marry Me, it is a fun time. It's a very harmless movie with a good message. A lot of representation, I guess we'll put it that way. A lot of diversity in this cast, which I feel like it's like almost to a point now. I think Hollywood make it very unrealistic of like a lot of gay characters, a lot of biracial, like mixed couples and stuff like that. They're absolutely freaking everywhere. And with the statistics like that, that might make you a weird pet peeve. And I just saw that in another thing where, like in Wales or in the UK, there was actually a study like that where there's a place in the UK it's like 95% white. And, it's like diverse everywhere. You go to like Niger, Africa, it's going to be 95% black. And it's like you're in Niger, Africa, and you're showing a lot of white couples and a lot of Asian couples. You're not going to see that. Same with Wales, where you're like, it's a lot of biracial couples. But when I say biracial couples, it's like a white man, black female, and their children are Asian and Arabic. And you're like, that's a rare family. But I've noticed that in a lot of movies now, and Hollywood does that. But that's not really a nitpick. It's just more of a, where are we going now? Because there really are commercials where you're just like, how is that a family? Are you adopting? Are you going to each country and be like, I want a Chinese baby, I want an Iranian baby? Like, you're like, what are we doing? But anyway, tangent. Marry Me, it's a solid movie. Marry Me will receive a 3.5 out of 5 Blue Futons, equals at 70%. So see, the critics' news scores gave this one. So you have critics a 57% with 166 of them. Audience score a 93%. I can see that with 500. Here's critic consensus. Marry Me's silly storyline is heavy on the something old and something borrowed, but the movie's well-matched leads make it easy to say I do. I mean, I completely agree. It's a chick flick. You've seen it 1,000 times before. The ending with a mathalon thing, I enjoyed how they ended that scene. And I just think as a whole, it is a cute movie. It works. There's not a lot of arguments, and with this scenario, there shouldn't be. So, just a little bit too much singing, in my opinion, even though Jennifer Lopez has a nice voice and body. Good job, Ben Affleck. We're all rooting for you. We are. So anyway, we have the 57, the 70, or the 93. Chase like with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Bluetonian. You Bluetonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Marry me, marry me, marry me, marry me, marry me, marry me. I'm not into those songs that keep repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. Like, I'm going to go to the Emo Fest in Vegas in October. I did get tickets, VIP. What?